Hi, I'm Angela, and this is how I made my prom dress. So I'm a junior right now, but I actually do online high school, so I never really get to do high school types of things. And my school holds prom once a year at the Disneyland Hotel in Anaheim, California. And even though I'm from the Bay Area, I really wanted to go. So my mom and I thought it could be a once in a while type of thing where we fly to Anaheim just so that I could go to prom. So prom was last Saturday, and I've always known I wanted to make my own prom dress ever since I started sewing. I mean, that's what every girl dreams of when she first learns how to sew, right? To make her own prom dress one day. Since all of the prom dresses look the same and you want to feel special and wear a unique dress. But I find that there's always a certain trend that's going around. If you look back, you'll see that there was the Tumblr 2012 era where all the dresses had beaded sparkly tops and the high-low chiffon dress or skirts. And I feel like the trend now is just solid colored bridesmaid dresses. I mean, I'll admit I did my research while designing my dress, but I feel like I came up with something that I haven't seen before. I bought the fabric for my dress about a year ago when I was shopping online at Mood for a different project, and I saw this piece of brocade that I thought was really pretty, but since it was kind of pricey, I only bought a yard of it. But after it came in the mail, I thought it was even more beautiful in person, so I bought another yard of it, not knowing what I was going to do with the fabric at that time. But I just knew that it was going to be a really special dress one day. And once I found out that I was going to prom, I realized it would be the perfect fabric to make my dress out of. And the gold and the yellow in the fabric kind of reminded me of Belle, the Disney princess. So when designing my dress, I went for a modernized princessy feel. I started working on my dress last Monday, about 5 days before prom, and I worked on it on and off because I didn't have much time, but I still put a lot of detail into it. And you know, if you know me, you know that I'm a sucker for a really detailed sewing. So in there I have a lining, an invisible zipper, pockets, underskirt, and I also hand sewed the hem, understitched, underlined, and top stitch because I wanted to make my dress as close to a designer gown as I could possibly make it myself. I filmed some of my designing and sewing process to show you, and I'm sorry I didn't get clips of every step. Because to be honest, when you're trying to figure something out, the last thing you want to do is film yourself figuring it out. Anyhow, these are the clips I did get, and I hope you enjoy. So here's a sketch that I drew of my design and all of the notes that I made to plan out my sewing process before I started sewing, and a bunch of random sketches and diagrams just to keep myself organized. Here's my to-do list with all the steps laid out and also all the days I was going to get each portion done. From my muslin, I created pattern pieces for me to cut out my fabric in, and I wanted to show you that, sure, it's great if your pocket can fit your hand, but is it really a pocket if it can't fit your iPhone 6 Plus? These are all the materials that I used for my dress. I have the brocade, yellow lining, silk underlining, bra cups, horsehair braid, and an invisible zipper, and also some tulle. Here's a fun time lapse that I did to show you all the layers that went into my dress. It's actually not a part of the sewing process to pin everything on a mannequin like this, so after filming I had to unpin everything from the mannequin and repin it in the way it was supposed to be sewn, but I thought this was a cool clip to show you guys. I also wanted to talk about some of the challenges that I ran into while making my dress. One of the first problems I had was when I was cutting my fabric, which is the brocade. It frayed like crazy, and so while I was cutting out the pieces, the pieces were literally disintegrating. And I tried serging around the edges to stop some of the fraying, but what happened was that the serging threads actually ran in the same direction as the threads of the fabric, so parallel to the grain. And what happened was that the threads of the serging just ate away at the fabric even more. So what it ended up doing was putting fray check around all of the cut edges of the brocade, and it took me like an hour to 2 hours at least, and it was a step that I didn't envision having to do. Another trouble that I had was sewing the point on the bodice. There's like the sharp point underneath the bust line that I designed, and since you're sewing a convex edge to a concave edge at a really sharp corner, it took me a couple tries to get the corner perfectly without any tucks or ripples in it. Finally, there are the gathers that are in the lining and the tulle underskirt. Gathers in general are just one of my least favorite things to sew because you have to match a really big circumference to a smaller circumference while also making sure that all of the gathers are evenly spaced around. And so that's just one of my least favorite parts of making my dress, but I think I did an okay job in the end. I stayed up late on Friday night making my dress, but I did not pull an all-nighter like I usually do when I try to make things last minute. The following morning on Saturday, my mom and I flew to Long Beach. We got to the hotel around noon, and I took a short nap before I started to get ready. I never really do my hair or do my makeup, so it was the first time in a long while getting all dolled up. And I also wore fake lashes for the first time. You can totally see the lash band, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Then we rushed to the Disneyland hotel to take pictures. I felt like a princess, and while we were there and on the way there, I was told that I looked like Belle so many times. And after pictures, I went into prom, and as you can imagine, prom for online high schoolers is pretty awkward. It's just a room full of kids who don't know each other, have never seen each other, and probably will never see each other again. But I had such an amazing time. I got to meet some of my teachers and classmates in person, and I danced the entire night. Prom was everything I could have imagined it to be, and was it all a dream? I don't really know, as I'm back home filming this video when I should be studying for finals. But I guess that's enough story time with Angela for now. Thank you for watching and sticking till the end. Bye for now.